Welcome to the Cleve, Loveland, and the Lone Ranger Show, where we bring you your real estate and mortgage news every Saturday, let you know what's going on in the real estate market, where are the interest rates at, how to get a house ready to sell. If you're a buyer putting in and getting beat out by multiple offers, we can give you some tips on how to get your first home to make it to the top of the pile of all those offers in this crazy housing market. Right now, things are moving very quickly. Most homes have multiple offers, but I believe it or not, I get some emails from people saying they're not selling. And I've got some good examples of that going on out there. Big news this week that I saw coming up across all the publications was that home prices have jumped about 15, anywhere, depending on what index they're looking at. Home prices have jumped anywhere from 15 to 20%, depending on your market, depending on your price range. But they are up because of demand. And then we got old Sleepy Joe throwing us in some inflation there on top of that.
So well, it's funny, Cleve, you say that it's up between 15 and 20%, right? Yep. Now, what have you and I been preaching to our listeners for the last 5 years?
No rich renters.
There's no rich renters. Buy now. Yeah. Interest rates are great. Yep. Houses are going to continue to rise. But what have we been hearing from some naysayers for the last 5 years? Well, it's going to crash.
It's going to,
it will crash one day. I don't know when that is.
Yeah.
I don't see it. You know, I was talking to the ex-president of NAR on the weekend, and he's very involved in NAR, of Aura, very involved in NAR, travels all over the United States with different real estate conventions. And he was telling me that if we continue to build at the pace we're building right now, which builders are going as fast as they can, right?
Yep. And actually probably throttled back some because of the supply industry.
Well, they've only throttled back some because they can't get the supplies. Yeah. It's not because they want to build more. But if they continue to go at the pace they're going, we can't even catch up in 9 years. In 9 years, there's still too much demand for that.
I don't know how that math cooks out because it will. I don't see us. Definitely, we're not in a bubble. That's the big problem I think people have. But the swings in the market and as people, a lot of the sellers right now coming to market, people that go on the market, they weren't thinking about selling 2 years ago, but because the prices are up. So that's going to...
Well, they got to move somewhere too.
I think, and they got to move somewhere, and it's helping, and that's what kind of what's lifting the prices is the person that just made their house they bought for $250 5 years ago is now worth $335, and they're like, wow, I can go get something for $450. Not that they were even thinking about that. So I think that supply problem will fix itself. The builders aren't the ones that are going to bring us out of this. They're going to help. They are the ones that, however, when we talk about a bubble, the builders are the one that broke the markets back in 2007, delivering all the homes that everybody had ordered, with bad mortgages and one person buying 5 homes thinking he's going to flip them and get rich. That's not happening. No. Not at all. Not at all. And also, homes are, like, if you look at the money, the interest rates are 3% now, in the 3s. Mm-hmm. And in the bubble, they were 6 and 7. So it's less expensive. You also got a lot of people over the past 5 years, I think, that have refinanced and probably shortened the terms on their mortgages.
Shortened the terms or at least lowered their payments.
Yeah, and it's lower payments. So there's more money around the household. And wages are rising, albeit slowly. Now, inflation is going to be – that's the tough part is inflation. But, if you want to know how to save money and what to do to get your credit straight, this is the show to be listening to.
Well, and also, we're talking about inflation. You can't help the fact that houses have to go up in price because the cost of material are going up in price. I had mentioned on the show back a few weeks ago that there were several national builders here locally that had raised their prices by $35,000 in one shot. Do you think they're doing that because of the supply and they want to make more profit? No, they couldn't figure out how to make a profit because the number was moving around so much. So I think that it's a great time to buy. Interest rates are still unbelievable. You can still get 15 years in the high 2s with good credit. You can still get 30-year in the mid to low 3s with good credit. The products are there for you. The opportunity is there. If you don't think that it's the right time to buy, I want to put one thing in perspective for you. Just think about this. I did the math on a $300,000 house.
Yep.
And I used a rate of 3.625, which would even be a little higher than somebody that's got good credit, right? But I went and I used that rate. And I considered a house on an FHA loan for 3.5% down. If your rate went up on the same house by 1% from 3.625 to 4.625, your payment went up about $150 to $175 a month.
Yep.
Now, then I factored in what would happen if the rate didn't go up, but the house went up $50,000.
Yeah.
It was another $150 to $175 a month. So now, if it goes up by 50 and the rates go up by 1%,
$300,
you're
$350.
Yeah. I worked it out with taxes, insurance, between $300 and $500 a month more for the same house that you can buy.
The one thing
today.
about, buying a home, owning a home, it's one of the first steps of building your own personal wealth, and you own it. And it's funny, if Bruce can get you the mortgage, you should buy. Because if you can't get the mortgage, there's something to be fixed. So don't be scared. If you actually qualify, you need to pull the trigger. I've got some. There's one person I think of. I think the guy, he's got to be 40. I think he's still living in his parents' basement.
Oh, good Lord.
Literally, because he lost a house to a short sale in 2008. And then I was talking to him in 2012 saying, you need to buy. I said, now's a good time. Rates are better. The prices have stabilized. That glut in the economy is gone.
But he couldn't get over the bad experience?
He's still in mom's
That's
and dad's
like
basement.
getting dumped by your girlfriend and never dating again.
It is. It's like failure to launch.
Right. So listen, if you have any questions for Cleve, he can be reached at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118, or you can go to cleveloveland.com. If you have any questions for the Lone Ranger, Bruce Woodburn, I've been in the business for 32 years, and I would be honored to help you. You can reach me on my personal line at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or visit my website. You can easily apply online at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. You can check out all the classes that I hold. I'm holding a great class this month for real estate agents on all the changes in the mortgage industry and things that you need to be aware of. That's going to be Thursday, July 15th at 10 a.m. And then I'm having a construction perm class on the 28th at 6 p.m. So all those classes are available for consumers that are interested in maybe building your own home or becoming better educated. You can also check Cleve and I out on our YouTube channel. You can check us out on Spotify podcast. All of this is videoed. It's on our Spotify channel. It's on our iHeartRadio channel. All available for you to see if you can't make the show on Saturdays when we air. Or you can check out my show on Sundays at 11 a.m. And my friend Cleve Loveland, you may have heard of him before, will be my guest this Sunday to bring in all the things that you need to know on the real estate market.
Bruce, I've got an article here out of Wall Street Journal. I wanted to ask you about this. This is just, I talk about this all the time. It's just an article talking about how non-bank lenders dominate the mortgage market.
That would be me.
And like almost 70% of all mortgages are done by companies like CrossCountry because and what infuriates me is when somebody tells me, like, I won't take an offer from a monster mega bank, a pre-qual letter from them, unless I can talk to the actual personal wealth manager where I know they'll get the mortgage done. Main thing is lack of communication, and they don't close it on time. And so talk about that for a second.
Well, it's all about the level of service that you get. And I think that the issue with the banks is that their commercials portray them as being your neighborhood friend. But I'm going to tell you something. I've been in the banking industry all my life. This is not your neighborhood friend. So why do realtors, do you ever see a big realtor ever refer their client, say, hey, I want you to get pre-qualified by this bank or credit union? Almost never. Why? Because you get better service than you're going to get from a bank when you go to a direct lender. Now, that's not a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
That's a direct lender like the Lone Ranger, CrossCountry Mortgage. And that's why. Because your banker, try to reach your banker on Friday at 3:30. Try to get a hold of them for
there's multiple offers for an updated pre-qual letter.
Give me an updated pre-approval letter on Saturday or Sunday. It just doesn't happen. So the lender is there to service the realtor, who's there to service the client. We all come together, and that's how we help clients become the winning offer and offer that level of service. It's just like Saladgate. Okay, it's all about customer service. I don't know how it got Saladgate, but anyways, it's about customer service. provide a level of customer service as a real estate agent, as a lender, as whatever sort of business you're in. And that's why banks don't get the bulk of the business. They could buy the market if they wanted to, but they don't have the service capability, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. So another thing here I saw, Bruce, I want to talk about real quick. I've got an article here about how some of the big Wall Street firms and the hedge funds out there and the investors, these are companies that bought up single-family homes. They kind of rescued us from the glut of 2010, all the foreclosures and all the short sales. They started buying them up to manage them as rental properties. Well, here's something about another big Wall Street firm getting back into that. They had gotten out of it, and they're getting back into real estate to buy and hold single-family homes. They're trying to buy more of them, and these are the people. This is Wall Street, and Wall Street is the one saying, don't list your home. We'll give you an offer right now. It's so simple. And I guarantee you I can get you usually 20% more than any of those offers. From open pad, offer door, whatever it is, no matter who it is, they only make money if they buy you at a very, very, very big discount. And why do that? And they say
they're very convincing commercials too.
It's a lot of marketing.
People fall for it. Do you think somebody's going to offer you cash for your home and no showing? They're trying to dehorse you, right? They want you
and I don't have the money to put my name on a NASCAR stadium. I don't, and it's because I work for my clients, and those companies, they've got billboards, they've got radio, TV ads, all those things. What do you think pays for that?
Yeah.
It's not because they gave you top dollar for your home.
No, it is not.
I get the most money for houses because I expose it to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 realtors of the 20,000 realtors or 18,000 realtors out there that want to come look at your house. It's exposed to them. And that in this market, that's what's really important. And I can gauge, because of my 30 years experience and knowing what to do with multiple offers, I can gauge the interest and what's the best price for you based on the offers in front of me. If I get 7 offers at list price and only one offer went 20,000 over list price, you should take that offer. Yeah. Everybody else is kind of telling you this, you hit the market right. Now, if you come on, and you get 30 offers and 29 of them are over list price, it might be listed a little low, but then you got to look at, who's totally fast tracked, who's totally pre-approved, who's going to waive the appraisal clause because they have extra money to put down.
Well, those things are important, but I want to kind of get back on track with your point here. If somebody is offering you to pay you cash for the property and not put it on the market, you have to look at whose best interest is that? Is it really going to be in your best interest? Because here's the thing, your home is probably going to make you more money than any other investment you have. Like, you should contribute to your 401k. You should put money in the stock market. You have to have a balanced retirement fund, but your real estate can make you the most money. Why are you going to give that a haircut because you want to shave off 10, 15, even 30 days off of a closing and have to go through a home inspection? Would you go through a home inspection for $30,000? Would you take a family that wants to buy the home and make $30,000? Come on, $30,000 takes a lot to make these days. Why would you give that up so easily because you're convinced by one of these commercials? Listen, that's what we're all about here on Cleve, Loveland, and the Lone Ranger radio show. You can call Cleve directly at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. Or visit his website at cleveloveland.com. If you have questions or you'd like to talk to the Lone Ranger, I've been in the business for a long time now, and I'm more than happy to help each and every one of you. My direct line is 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. A lot of stuff going on in the market, and we do have ways we can help you become the winning offer on that. What else are you looking at? You love reading all these articles.
This is how we give people their real estate news, their real estate news, no fake news here. Just want to talk about, how much time we got? A minute?
We've got about 30 seconds.
Okay, well, when we come back, I want to go into, I got a couple listings. I want to talk to you why you should not cut corners, and also about where prices have gone up the most in town.
And I'll talk to you about how to save money as a medical professional, first responder, or educator. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of Cleve, Loveland, and the Lone Ranger radio show.